Pure Weather. This is the very first video on this channel, and I'm your host, Andrew. And today we're going to be going over a few things. We're going to be going over a brief winter forecast for the 2020 to 2021 winter season, and then we're going to be giving you the latest on tropical storm slash hurricane Ada later in the video. It's all down the line to come, but of course we're going to be starting with our winter forecast. And this map you see in front of you that has all the different colors, I'm going to explain what that means right now. So this is our average precipitation for the month of December to January. In my opinion, the southern states are going to have a little bit below average because it's going to be a lot more drier down there because of the La Nina effect. And then, of course, the northern to northwestern states are going to be a little bit more wet. They're going to be a little bit more wet and cold. So they're going to be above average precipitation with the greens and the dark greens that you see up in like the Wisconsin and the Michigan and Montana and North Dakota area. You should be expecting a few inches above average in precipitation. And in the beige, orange to deep orange, which is mainly all the Gulf Coast states, plus Arizona and New Mexico, you should be expecting a little bit less, like a few inches below average. And then that white color in the middle, that is your normal or average states. So you shouldn't really expect much change from what you should see on an average winter year. All right, now, this precipitation is going to move directly into our average temperatures. Now if you take a look at the old map and this map, you can see some similarities in here. All right, now the very above average temperatures down by the Gulf states. And now it's really going to be a couple of degrees above average near southern Texas, southern New Mexico and Arizona, and it's going to continue to be above average all the way up until the mid states, the Central Plains states, around that area. All right, and then of course the white areas are average right now. And with the average temperatures, we should be expecting some precipitation up in the below average temperatures. We could even be seeing some snow because it's below average and in a above average precipitation zone. So you should be expecting a little bit more snow than average this year. But if you're in the below or above average temperatures with the below average precipitation, you should be expecting a little bit less rain and snow. I'm not saying you won't get snow, but I'm just saying that the chances are going to be increasingly less likely. Now, the reason that it's going to be more warm this winter is because it's a La Nina effect. And what the La Nina means is warmer temperatures in the northern hemisphere, because in the southern hemisphere, it's a little bit colder down there. So we're just getting a few degrees above average here and there. All right? So, good things. So that was our brief winter 2020 update. And now we're going into what I personally was looking forward to, our tropical update. All right. So here are the special statements from the National Hurricane Center. We're going to go ahead and read these off. Through Monday morning, heavy rainfall from Ada will lead to catastrophic, life-threatening flash flooding and river flooding across portions of Central America, along with landslides in areas of higher terrain. Flash and river flooding is also possible across Jamaica, southeast Mexico, and the Cayman Islands and western Cuba. Now, if you take a look at this, Ada had already made its first landfall as a borderline Category 5 hurricane with winds of 155 to 150 miles per hour. Category 5 is 156, so we were right on the cusp right there. It made landfall in Nicaragua, and it stalled over Nicaragua, dumping 60-plus inches of rain, causing massive flooding, and so far the death toll is 13 and rising, and we have no damage caused just yet. All right, now Ada is also forecast to regain tropical storm strength over the northwestern Caribbean Sea in a day or so. Although the details of the future track and intensity of Ada are uncertain, there is an increasing risk of impacts from wind and rainfall in portions of the Cayman Islands, Cuba, southern Florida, and the Florida Keys this weekend into early next week. Here is the current cone issued by the National Hurricane Center as of the 6 p.m. CST advisory. Our current center location is 16 degrees north and 87 degrees west. Maximum sustained winds is at 35 miles per hour, and it's moving north-northwest at around 8 miles per hour. So it's still a tropical depression, but it is expected to strengthen by noon tomorrow. And it's expected to maintain tropical storm status all the way until it hits the Gulf. Now here's the thing, it's going to keep intensifying. It's going to make landfall as a 60 mile per hour tropical storm in Cuba, and then it will be about 70 miles per hour as it heads into the Gulf of Mexico. This is all because there's an expected low shear environment when it heads up to Cuba. So in this area, there's right now very strong shear. But here's the thing, what stroke of bad luck, I guess. As this system moves up towards Cuba, the shear magically dissipates. And that thing still has the warm sea surface temperatures to fuel it. And then it will continue to convection. And we'll see all this stuff. And as it will continue to organize, based on what we're seeing here, I'm expecting this storm to reach hurricane status. Not just tropical storm. I think we might even have a category 2, maybe even a 3. But it might be pushing it a little bit there. So I'm going to go ahead and go with low to high range category 1 to tropical storm. So that's a high range tropical storm to low range category 1 at this point. But of course, my prediction and the National Hurricanes forecast is subject to change, as this is still really far out. And as you can tell, 12 p.m. on Sunday, it's over Cuba, to 12 p.m. on Tuesday. So that's going to be moving pretty slow. Sunday to Monday, it only moves, a couple hundred miles. That's basically a stall in 24 hours. So it has time to intensify while it's over the warm sea surface temperatures of the Western Caribbean. Let's take a look at the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds. Florida, you should be expecting tropical storm force winds about Sunday at 8 a.m. And if you're in the Keys, you should be expecting it by Sunday at 7 a.m. A little bit earlier than that, maybe even 7:30, 7:45. If you're in Jamaica, you should be expecting it by 8:30 to 8. You should be expecting those winds by this graph to come around 12 or maybe even noon over there. And then what we're looking, because this is all Central Time, by the way, so then what we're looking for is main level Florida, like Miami and Tampa and that area. You should be expecting your tropical storm force winds to arrive by 8 p.m. All right, now let's take a look at the current sea surface temperatures, and as you can see, they're very warm still, which is very surprising in November, because usually these are the sea surface temperatures that we are seeing at the end of September, but of course, La Nina year, so it's above average all across the board. Now, if we take a look in the Caribbean, those temperatures, 28, 29 degrees Celsius, those are still warm enough to support and develop. Yes, support and develop a Category 5 hurricane. Those are still really strong, or really warm sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico is able to sustain a major hurricane. But in the Caribbean and up in the Florida Keys, we're expecting really, really warm temperatures still till the end of November. So we can have multiple Category 5s or 4s or majors. It depends. But as of right now, there are no other AOIs or areas of interest that the National Hurricane Center has recognized. However, there is a new tropical wave around this area that has just emerged off the coast of Africa, and I wouldn't be surprised if that gets placed under an area of interest or an area to watch within midweek. All right, thank you so much for watching this first episode. I was your host, Andrew, and that was your winter forecast and tropical update. There'll be more on the winter forecast coming in a future video when winter gets closer. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you later.